Welcome to We Talk English, your favorite English podcast. We're excited to have you with us today. Before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected for regular English learning podcasts. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something I know a lot of us think about, especially parents. Kids and smartphones. Should those even mix? Well, let's find out.
We're diving into a We Talk English episode, super thought-provoking stuff. And get this, right off the bat, they hit us with this stat. 11 to 14-year-olds in America are clocking like 9 hours of screen time daily. 9.
Wow.
I know, right? That number just kind of sits there. Makes you really wonder about the impact, especially at those ages when so much is developing. What do you think?
It's huge, isn't it? It's like how kids experience the world now is just fundamentally different. It's more and more digital. And yeah, we're starting to see research on this, but the long-term stuff, socially, mentally, that's still playing out.
Absolutely. It's like we're all part of this experiment, right? And speaking of navigating this whole thing, the episode introduces us to Myra Anubi, a BBC journalist. She's going through this exact dilemma with her own daughter, 9 years old. So her daughter, just like so many kids her age, wants a phone, desperately. But Myra's worried, and understandably so. It's that constant online content, the potential for getting too plugged in, and then just what does it even mean to be 9 these days with all that connection?
Right.
Feels like every parent's kind of grappling with this now, right? Wanting your kid to be included, but also wanting to protect those like essential childhood years.
Absolutely, yeah. Myra's story, it's like it's everywhere. Parents around the world are feeling this. You want your kid to be in the loop, not left out, but then there's this worry about what it's doing to them at the same time. It's wanting what's best, but not even knowing what best is anymore with how fast things change.
It's so tough, and this is where things get really interesting. So because of this dilemma, this whole movement pops up. Smartphone-free childhood. Have you heard of this?
I have, yeah. It's crazy how fast it's gotten so big, you know?
Yeah.
Really tells you something about how parents are feeling about tech and their kids.
So tell me more about smartphone-free childhood. Where did it even come from?
So get this. It started as a WhatsApp group.
No way.
Yeah. 2 moms in the UK, Daisy Greenwell and Claire Fernyhough, they were feeling that same pressure, you know, that everyone else have a phone thing, and they wanted to push back, like create a space where delaying smartphones was normal.
So they made their own community, huh?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Did it like resonate with other parents?
It was wild, actually. It was like they tapped into this like unspoken thing. Daisy even called it a nightmare, figuring out parenting now with all this tech. But connecting with other parents, she realized they weren't alone in this.
I bet. Just knowing you're not the only one freaking out probably helps a ton.
For sure. And that shared worry is what made it explode. What started small, just them, went viral. Months later, there were groups all over the UK, then 18 countries.
18 countries. That's huge. Why do you think it resonated so much, globally even?
I think in part, it's not just saying no to phones, you know? It's about making space for the stuff we used to have, like actual face-to-face time, kids just playing, that unstructured stuff, which honestly, a lot of parents worry is vanishing with all the digital stuff.
Yeah, it's like hitting pause on all that tech for a second, remembering, oh, right, kids should get to just be kids.
Exactly. And it's still early, but this whole thing, it makes you wonder, right? About parenting now, tech's role, what kind of world are we making for kids? Anything about it stand out to you?
You know, what gets me is how it's about parents taking action together. Like, even with all this massive tech change, they're finding each other, building communities that match what they value. Instead of just giving in, it's like they're making a new path for their kids to connect, but not just through a screen.
Yeah.
It's pretty inspiring seeing parents take charge like that. But I gotta ask, are there any downsides to this whole smartphone-free childhood thing? Like, stuff we should be careful about?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's great they're raising awareness, but let's be real. Tech IS everywhere. Cutting kids off completely, even if you mean well, it could backfire.
How so?
Well, some people say it could actually put kids from families who aren't as tech savvy at a disadvantage, or even limit how they learn. Some educational stuff is online now, right?
True. It's like that balance is so tricky. You want to protect them, but also there can be adults in a world run on this stuff.
Exactly. It's not about pretending tech is evil, but being smart about it. And maybe even if this movement isn't perfect, it gets people talking, right? Parents, kids, figuring out how to make good choices together.
It's definitely given us a lot to think about. We've covered so much. From those screen time numbers, Myra and her worries, to this whole movement. Kids and phones, it's messy. No easy answers.
For sure.
And I think it all comes back to this. What does it even mean to raise a kid in this digital age? There's no one answer. It's all changing so fast. But talking about it, sharing what freaks us out, what gives us hope, maybe that helps us figure it out as we go.
I think so too.
Well, a huge thank you to everyone for joining us on this deep dive. Hope it got you thinking, maybe spark some chats at home too. Until next time, remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. It's a wild world out there. Let's figure it out together.
And again, thanks for joining us on We Talk English.